So this is just a little bit more of a fun video here. I want to tell you guys about two of my favorite players, and I have them up on the wall back here. So on this side, one of my favorite players growing up was Jason Williams. And I didn't actually get to see him play that much. When I was about 9, 10, started watching basketball. He was playing for the Miami Heat, so he was kind of already past the prime. He did get that championship with Dwayne Wade and Shaq, so that was fun to watch. But I just loved what he could do as far as his creativity and his handles were just insane. And so I loved watching the flashy passes. I loved just his style and his flair. And so I was a really, really big fan of him and just how fun he was to watch. And he's one of the reasons why I really tried to develop my passing ability and do all the behind the back, through the legs, over the shoulder passes. So one of my favorite players there. On this other side is one that a lot of people forget about, and that's Brandon Roy. And his career, kind of like Derrick Rose, was kind of ruined by injuries. Derrick Rose has been able to come back a little bit, so that's great for him, but Brandon Roy had a bunch of knee injuries and just never got back to being himself. But when he was healthy, he was nasty. And I think I heard at one point, Kobe said he was one of the toughest players to guard. And I just loved what he did, not only his athleticism, but what he did with that athleticism. He could hit jump shots. His mid-range game was incredible. But one of my favorite things and techniques that he used all the time was the 2-foot stop. So instead of going 1, 2 to get up into his layups, he would stop on 2 feet and use that to change direction or take contact and finish. But overall, he was just an assassin. His mentality, he knew he was the best player on the court. He was going to take the game-winning shot, and I just absolutely loved his confidence. He was battling against one of my other favorite players, Deron Williams, when he was on the Jazz, and the Trailblazers and Jazz would go back and forth. So those are just two of my idols that I really enjoyed watching growing up, and that inspired me to kind of work on my game. And I took all of those things, being able to get the flashy passes, get the 2-foot, the strong finishes in the mid-range. And so I think it's really important to find players that you like watching and inspire you, and try and learn to do the things that they do. Now, obviously, you don't want to do the crazy stuff in the game if you're not ready for it. But I think it's good to try it on your own and practice it and just see if you can do it, because one, it makes it more fun to learn the game, and two, it can eventually translate and help you improve your skills and eventually be able to do that in the game. So find someone who inspires you, watch them, imitate them, and it'll help you level up your game.